Łazienki Park, or Park of the Royal Baths, is the largest park in Warsaw, in Poland. It occupies 76 hectares of the city centre, and was designed in the 17th century as a bathing park for the nobleman Stanisław Heraclius Lubomyski. In the 18th century, Łazienki was transformed to house palaces, villas, and monuments. In 1918 it was officially designated a public park. Łazienki today serves as a venue for music, arts, and culture. It is here that the temporary exhibition opens, The Color of Life, Frida Kahlo. On display at the Royal Łazienki Museum, the entrance replicates the facade of the famous Casa Azul, where Frida was born and lived much of her life. This house is located in the Coyoacán neighborhood, in Mexico City, and witnessed the birth of the most famous artist in Mexico, Frida Kahlo. The Blue House, where Frida lived the first years of her life, was the only place she called home, despite having moved several times and traveled extensively. This place saw Frida's best and worst moments. Permission was obtained for a replica of the facade for the 65th anniversary of its opening to the public as a museum in Mexico City. This gave rise to the exhibition, The Color of Life, Frida Kahlo. The Blue House became the property of Diego and Frida in 1929, when the artist's father gave it to the newlyweds as a gift. So they immediately began the remodeling, and in the mid-30s of the 20th century they painted its walls a bright blue color, which over time became the hallmark of the place. Likewise, following the spirit of the emerging national pride known as Mexicanidad, they filled the interiors with paintings, pre-Columbian figures, and works of Mexican folk art. They replaced the numerous exotic plants with Mexican tropical and desert varieties, among which cactus, yucca, and cane stand out. The Blue House brought together the artistic, cultural, and political elite of Mexico of those years. This exhibition chronologically details his life, his paintings, and his relationship with fellow painter Diego Rivera, who in his time was the most famous muralist in Mexico. There are also 3 original paintings by the artist, the first with the title, My Dress Hangs There, painted during her stay in New York. This is a form of self-portrait. It showed a dress hanging on a rope. Although the dress is one of the many elements of the composition, it draws attention for its central position and its special character. It is a traditional Mexican Tijuana dress. The painting can be interpreted as a painful response to his contact with the overbearing American culture of the 20th century. Tired and alone, the artist replaced her presence with a distinctive folkloric dress, derived from the costumes of the indigenous Zapotecs. She seems to be saying, mentally I am in Mexico, and only superficially in the United States. The second painting on display is called The Coconuts. One of the oranges is missing a fragment of the peel, which makes it look like an open wound, and one of the coconuts resembles a crying human face. It is, without a doubt, an allusion to the artist's own physical injuries, given that the painting was done after she left her hospital, where she had spent almost a year after undergoing back surgery. The artist painted a still life with watermelons a year before her death. Perhaps it symbolizes the desire to pause for a moment, to experience the joys of life in the face of imminent death. Scholars see in the painting the sadness and pain of the artist due to her illness, which forced her to take increasingly strong doses of medication. The compositions of the paintings become simpler, and the colors with a narrower range. Despite this, the paintings exude energy and zest for life. Colors were extremely important to Frida Kahlo. Her paintings, her clothes, and even her house, La Casa Azul, they all form an exceptionally rich color palette that she included in her life. In the exhibition you will see her complete art in very detailed books. Also, using your creativity, you will experiment mixing the colors in ribbons, as she did in her hair and clothes. You will also create, with elements of her own paintings, new compositions in your style. The Blue House and The Color of Life exhibition is now open to the public in a temporary exhibition in Łazienki Park in Warsaw.